As cinematographers, what's your biggest challenge that you face when making any kind of film?
That's a tough question. I think the challenge is ongoing. Is the challenge is saying who you are as image storytellers, and then combined with that is what stories you want to tell, and the tools that you use to tell the stories. Because when I use the word telling stories, it means that what you do as, we'll say, filmmakers, or as capturing images or whatever, or telling stories, is important to be able to have what we now call technology work for the storytelling. And I think that the way we came up could have some validity to you, but the world is very different. And I know we've talked before that we would like aspects of what we discovered in going through this process, how it would relate to young people today. And so that's kind of theoretical, but each student individually has to keep searching for what scores with them, and in relation to storytelling, it doesn't have to be just cinematography. I think a good cinematographer, and I think Seamus will agree with me, should be able to know something about editing, should know something about editing, and know something about what good sound is and how sound could go with what you shoot, and also all the other things that technology can let you know.
I mean, it's when you've got tools of the trade at your disposal as storytellers, a challenge really, especially now as there are all these exciting new toys and lights and new cameras with different sensitivities, and every week there's something new coming out. And magazines, kind of the trade magazines that we read, like the American Cinematographer is a good one, but they're all full of these newfangled things that you kind of sometimes get in the way of narrative and thinking about the core of your story that you're trying to tell, or the experience that you're trying to relate through a script or through the film that you're making. And I would say the challenge really at the outset, and which I've encountered because I sometimes do classes at the National Film School or the International Film School or in schools here and in LA, is that not to be subsumed by the how. It's the whys of why you make something or choose a lens is much more important. It's people can get very fetishistic about technique and technology, and it's very exciting, and it's nice to know about it, read about it, and forget about it, or not, at least put it in the little box in the back of your head that you can retrieve as required. But don't let technology steer how you look. I mean, look with the artistic inspiration that you've acquired through your lives as you live it.
Yeah, and when Seamus was saying something I think is important is each of you have to look, if you just want to get a job, I think one of the outlines of the thing is if we can say something which can help you make money as a professional, then you have to, then I think you're cutting your parameters of your education by just being a skilled person on somebody, maybe somebody else's production line. Usually the production line is run by authorities or by the existence thing. And I think that students and learning and young people, they have to do a little bit more with their art than be on some production line just because they pay you. It's not just how you do it, but what you do. And that has to be a personal thing and a social thing. I think at this point in your life, you should see how that fits in with your culture and your time as well. My hope is you're not just going to be cogs in their machine, which may not be telling the truth or may not be dealing with human factors and interactions, which it should.